Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about the latest upcoming episode of Unfortunate Love was how Lakshmi asked Rishi to go back home after Virendra comes there and tells them about Neelam not eating and drinking, saying that until Rishi comes back home, then she will not drink and eat. Then let's continue from there. Neelam is anxiously waiting for Rishi to come back home. Grandma asks Kiran when did she come. Virendra in a sad manner enters the house, so Neelam rushes to the door trying to see if Rishi came back with Virendra, but Neelam couldn't see Rishi. Neelam asks if Virendra did not tell Rishi that she will not eat and drink anything until he returns, and why is Rishi not here. Neelam says that Virendra would not have told Rishi her condition, and that is why Rishi has not returned. Otherwise, Rishi would have called her standing at the door. Just then, Rishi calls Neelam as mom while standing at the door, and Neelam gets emotional seeing Rishi, and she is not able to control herself, so she goes to hug Rishi, and Rishi also hugs his mom, and Virendra is really sad. Rishi asks Neelam if she is fine. Neelam says she is fine because Rishi came back. Rishi asks Neelam that why would she do something like this, and he asks that what will he have done if something happened to her because she refused to eat or drink. Neelam asks Rishi if he missed her, and Rishi says to Neelam that he thinks about her all the time. Rishi says to Neelam that when she asked him to make a choice between her and Lakshmi, then he got angry and he couldn't think straight, and he took Lakshmi's hand and left from home. Rishi tries to talk to Neelam about Lakshmi and how Lakshmi is good, but Neelam says to Rishi that she doesn't want to talk about Lakshmi. Karishma asks Rishi to take the juice and make Neelam drink it and break her fast. Rishi makes Neelam drink the juice, and Grandma brings Neelam out of her daydreaming and says that Rishi has not returned, and Rishi hugging Neelam turns out to be Neelam's imagination, and Neelam gets sad. Neelam says to Grandma that Rishi might be hiding because he likes to tease her, and Neelam comes to the doorstep and she asks Rishi to come out, but Rishi was not there. Neelam asks everyone if they saw Rishi, but no one saw him, so Neelam realized that Rishi hasn't returned and she was just daydreaming, and she gets sad. Neelam breaks down right on the spot, feeling heartbroken, and she cried bitterly that Rishi refused to come back home, even after hearing that she had stopped eating and drinking. Neelam says to Virendra that Rishi killed her by not coming back here. Malishka comes there and realizes that Rishi did not come back home, seeing Neelam's situation. Neelam is about to go upstairs, but she falls back and Malishka catches her. Neelam loses her consciousness, recalling what had happened and how Malishka has been caring for her, and she falls unconscious again. Ayush is in the car and he gets a call from Shalu. Shalu tells Ayush what happened when Virendra came to take Rishi back home and how Rishi refused to return home. Ayush feels relieved because Rishi did not leave Lakshmi, and Ayush hoped that Neelam will leave her hunger strike and eat something. At home, Karishma asks Virendra what happened when he went to bring Rishi, and she asks if Rishi said that he is happy with Lakshmi and he doesn't care about Neelam. Virendra says to Karishma that there is nothing like that and says Rishi and Lakshmi both care about Neelam. Virendra says Rishi knows that if he comes back here, then he will be forced to marry Malishka, and that is why Rishi refused to come back even after Lakshmi begged him to come back home because of his mother. A flashback is shown. Lakshmi tries to convince Rishi to return to the Oberoi mansion after Virendra tells them about Neelam's hunger strike, but Rishi refused to return, and he asks Virendra if he did something wrong by leaving the house with Lakshmi, and Rishi leaves the choice to Virendra to tell him if he should return or stay here with Lakshmi. Virendra says to Rishi that he did not do anything wrong by following his heart, and he asks Rishi and Lakshmi that he will take care of Neelam at home and they should not worry themselves. Rishi hugs his dad and asks him to take care. Bani and Shalu also hug Virendra, and Virendra puts his hand on Lakshmi's head and blesses her, and Virendra leaves from there and the flashback ends. Virendra says to Karishma that both Rishi and Lakshmi care for Neelam, but he was the one that asked Rishi to stay back with Lakshmi because Lakshmi is Rishi's choice and they cannot force him. Karishma says what? Why will you ask Rishi not to come back home? Virendra says that it is Rishi's choice not to return home and nobody will force him, and not even Neelam's stubbornness. Virendra says to Karishma that you always call Lakshmi as inauspicious and unlucky, but it was the same Lakshmi that was begging Rishi to come back home. Virendra says Lakshmi cares about Neelam and she was worried for her health, but you all are too blind to see Lakshmi's goodness. Virendra says as for Neelam, I would undo her once she regained consciousness. At the uncompleted house, Lakshmi asks Rishi that why did he refuse to go back home. She says this house is uncompleted and there is no luxury or facilities here, so you cannot stay here. Rishi asks Lakshmi not to force him and says that he would only return home if Lakshmi will be allowed to go back home with him, and that is final, and Rishi leaves from there. So now says to Malishka that she doesn't think that Neelam will be able to do anything again because Rishi has refused to come back home and Neelam's health is getting worse because she refused to eat. So she doesn't think that Malishka's marriage is going to ever happen with Rishi, looking at how everything is going. Malishka asks her now if she has taken an oath to always speak negative because first she said that Rishi will not come back home and now she is saying that her marriage with Rishi will not happen and everything she says are coming true. So now says that she is just saying the truth, but Malishka asks her to stop speaking badly and says that she will do something even if Neelam is not able to do anything to bring Rishi back to her. Malishka tells Sonal that she is bearing all her negative talks, but Sonal should not say it in front of her mom because she will not be able to bear it, and Sonal says okay. Neelam finally regained consciousness after a while. Grandma asks Neelam not to do this because they will all be sad if anything happens to her, and Grandma asks Neelam to change her decision. Virendra asks Neelam to drink some juice, but Neelam says that she will not drink or eat anything because Rishi still did not return home. Virendra tries to convince Neelam to stop emotionally blackmailing Rishi and says if Neelam does this, then Rishi will go far away from her even more. And Virendra asks Neelam to win over Rishi with love and not with blackmail, and he asks her to drink the juice, but Neelam still says no. Shalu tells Lakshmi that she had made a list of everything they will need for the house. Rishi comes there and says to Lakshmi and Shalu that he is going to the office and he had called Ayush to bring some clothes for him to wear to the office. Lakshmi and her sisters looks on. Rishi says that he knows what they are thinking and he might have left the house, but he did not leave his responsibility. Rishi says to Lakshmi that he is going to the office as a worker and not as the owner, and he will not claim anything that belongs to the Oberoi since he is not in the house. Ayush comes there with bags of clothes for Rishi and he jokes around as he is happy. Rishi thanks Ayush for the clothes and says that he will pay him back the money he used to buy the clothes later, but Ayush collected the bags and says that he would only accept cash. Everyone is shocked and Ayush made them realize that he is only joking and there is nothing he cannot do for his brother. He speaks few emotional words about their brotherhood and Rishi becomes emotional and he hugs him while everyone smiles. Ayush says that he bought the clothes with his own money and he asks Rishi not to speak about money again because he would even be happy to give his life for him. He looks around and says that this house is empty, but it is full of life and vibes because Lakshmi is there and everyone is happy. Later, Ayush tells Rishi that Neelam has brought Malishka to live in the house as Rishi's wife and Rishi is shocked. Neelam can continue to faint if she likes. She can continue to emotionally blackmail Rishi if she likes. And Malishka too should just be living in a daydreaming life, thinking that Rishi is coming back to her. Rishi is going to shock all of them very soon. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.